Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I will show you how you can progress your atlas very fast and get to these T15 and 16 maps very early on, and even make a bunch of money by selling all the extra maps that you will drop to other people. Okay, let's jump right in. At first I'm gonna select these 3 adjacent map drop chance nodes here. Why do I go with the ones on the right? Well, there are a few reasons. The first one is that, the keystones that we are going to select are on the right, and the second one is that I have the betrayal nodes very close here. And I really like the betrayals, and if you don't know why or even what betrayal is, I can just go and explain it very simply now. It's basically a gang, and you encounter different gang members, and if you kill them, they drop certain items that have special modifiers on them that you need to unlock. If you unlock these modifiers, you very often get them as a crafting recipe for your crafting bench, and they tend to be really powerful, so you really want to make sure that you get these crafting recipes at some point, but for now that is not our priority. Okay, but just so you know why I'm going to the right here. Following that, we're going to path up towards the first keystone, and that keystone is going to be Stream of Consciousness. If you don't know what Stream of Consciousness does, it basically improves the base chance that we have to encounter content. So for example, we have then a 50% increased base chance to encounter Expedition, Harvest, Legion, Breach, or even for example something like Blight. But on the other side, we're not able to use fragments or scarabs in our map device anymore. But that's absolutely fine, as I would highly suggest you to not use scarabs and fragments that early on, and to rather just sell them to other people. Following that, we will spec up towards the next keystone, and that keystone is going to be Wandering Path. Now, if you don't know what Wandering Path does, it basically increases the effect of all these small nodes by 100%. But the bigger ones, like First Wave or Buried Knowledge, they don't do anything. But keystones still work, it's just the middle ones that aren't working anymore. And let's take a look at these stats already. So as you can see, we already have a 28% chance for monster in our map to drop an additional connected map. We have a 7% chance for every map drop to be duplicated, and yeah, so you shouldn't really be able to run out of maps at this point. You should at least be able to sustain your maps, and yeah, let's just say that you got quite a few more points now and you're not sure how to use them and how to spec them. Let's go with that. Next, I would highly recommend you to use points and spec this entire item quantity wheel, as well as the 3 nodes in the middle. Now, you have different options to get into the middle. You can either use the essence nodes, which I personally highly prefer, the harbinger ones, or the harvest ones. Again, for me, essence just makes the most sense, especially because later on I very often spec into essence, so these nodes are beneficial to me anyway, and I don't have to respec them. After we grabbed all the 3 small passives in the middle, let's take a look at our stats. So even now we have a 30% increased quantity of items found in our map and 30% increased rarity. And the reason why that is so good is because it's going to apply to every other map you will do in the future until of course you respec. So this is just, it's so incredible. It's going to give you so much more drops. You're going to have so much more money simply due to the increased item quantity. Where do we go next though? Next, I would highly suggest you to spec into the maps found have a 10% chance to be 1 tier higher nodes. We have Saving the World here, but again, doesn't do anything because we have spec the keystone Wandering Path. Right now, we all have a 20% chance for maps to be 1 tier higher, but we're gonna get that up to a 90%. After we grab both of these small nodes up here, I would then start pathing towards the middle here and grabbing these 3 as well, which will bring us to a 50% chance for maps that we drop to be 1 tier higher. If you really want to go to 100%, you will have to spec one of these nodes and get one of these here, but again, if if 90 is enough for you, you don't have to do that at all. Next, I would suggest you to spec into the other high tier map chance nodes, which are here on the right. Previously they were down here in this part, but they were moved to the side, so don't worry, they're not gone, they're just somewhere else. Next, I would go to the other side and do exactly the same, which will bring us to a whopping 90% chance for maps to be 1 tier higher. Now, as you can see, we have a 56% chance that a map drop will be additional connected map. You can absolutely bring that to 100%. I would say at least 90, but if you really hate RNG and want that 100%, you can go for it. In this example, I will go with the 100%. I would just continue speccing nodes here until I would then be at around 100%, which is right now. So now, as you can see, we have a 100% chance that an additional connected map will drop. I would now start focusing on the duplication ones, because that is basically where the money comes from, because all the extra maps that you will drop, you can then sell to other people who are still progressing the Atlas. Usually I've seen red maps go for like 6 or 7C per red map in a league start scenario, which is insane. So you can make a lot of money, especially if it doesn't take you that long to run a full map. Okay, let me just make sure that I select all the duplication nodes. I think I got all of them, didn't I? I think I did, yes. So if you take a look at these stats now, we can see that we have a 37% chance for map drops to be duplicated. And of course, this doesn't only apply to the 100% chance drop of an additional connected map, but to everyone, to every single map drop. So yeah, you will have a lot of maps. You will, I think you will have problems storing them all, to be fair. But yeah, people will buy them. Just sell them to people and you will make a bunch of chaos in no time. Okay, so we've selected all these points. As you can see, we only have 91 out of 132 points allocated. What do I do with my the rest, right? What can I do? Well, you can spec into the increased effect modifiers on your non-unique maps if you want to, but personally, I rather start speccing into league mechanics that I want to do. If you're not sure what specific league mechanics you want to spec into, a few things I can highly recommend you is, of course, Essence. Essence is not going to be that expensive this league essences, as we still have that essence craft on the map device. It's came back, wasn't there last league, so essences were a bit more expensive, but this league it is back, and yeah, you will have 100% chance to have essences in your map for like 2 or 3 chaos. Otherwise, strong boxes are really nice. They add a bunch of new monsters to your map. That means increased chance to get map drops, right? So everything that adds monsters to your map is great, because again, it increases your chance to drop maps, and then these maps can potentially be duplicated for even more profit. Shrine nodes are also very, very nice, because shrines, they give your character a buff. It makes it easier to clear the map, or at least it makes the monsters harder to kill you. And of course, they spawn a bunch of new monsters as well. Otherwise, in terms of league mechanics, I can only suggest you to spec into Expedition, especially with the new extremely fun keystone node that we now have, Extreme Archaeology. I'm really excited to test that out. Just make sure before you select any of the bigger passive ones to spec out of Wandering Path. Now, if you're wondering how to get rid of these passive points here, if you manage to get your watchstones, etc., if you only can drop tier 16 maps, of course it doesn't make any sense to have all of them selected anymore. You might want to buy a bunch of Orb of Unmaking that will then allow you to unspec a bunch of these points. But I recommend keeping the outside wheel and the middle wheel, as these nodes are really, really powerful and will make, especially over the league, make you drop a lot more good stuff. Okay, and that was pretty much all you need to know in terms of league start progression, Atlas tree progression, and how you can get to red maps fast. I hope you enjoyed the video. I plan on league starting my my league as an Explosive Arrow Templar. I've already made a guide about that, and I plan on live streaming my league start as well. So if you're interested, you can join me on twitch.tv/Sinfullustig. I will be doing at least a 24-hour live stream, and so if you have any questions or just want to hang out, I would absolutely appreciate it if you came by. Okay, that was it. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.